I got to go back and see. I don't know why this camera looks so grainy. It's not that. I don't know what it is. Maybe I need to check the settings or something. Let me see. Okay, let's get started. I know people will come in after we get started. So, I just saw on the news that Carlicia Hood, who is the mother of the 14-year-old that shot and killed the man that hit her, has filed a lawsuit. So it says, let's read the article, and this is from the Chicago Channel 5 something. Mother sues city of Chicago after murder charges were dropped against her and her son. It says a Chicago mother who was accused of telling her teen son to shoot a man at a fast food restaurant is suing the city and arresting officers a day after murder charges against her and her son were dropped. Carlicia Hood, 35, was held on a $3 million bail after she was charged last week with first-degree murder and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. She was released Monday from Cook County Jail. The Cook County State's Attorney's Office said it was unable to meet a burden of proof in the prosecution of these cases. And so Carlicia said, I've experienced pain in many ways that I would never have thought. She said about the arrest, what happened to me was totally unnecessary. Never in a million years would I have imagined being brutally attacked, beaten, and arrested. Hood alleges malicious prosecution, false arrest, and intentional infliction of emotional distress in her lawsuit filed in Cook County Circuit Court. A cell phone video posted on social media over the weekend shows the man yelling at Hood on June 18th to get your food before threatening to knock her out. He then punches Hood in the face and head several times. Prosecutors said Hood texted her 14-year-old son, who was outside the restaurant, to come inside. Jeremy Brown, which was the young man, he was 32 years old, was shot in the back by the teen and then ran from the restaurant. Hood and her son, whose name was not released due to his age, followed Brown as Hood told the teen to continue shooting, prosecutors said. Brown was pronounced dead at the scene. The shooting was recorded by a surveillance video but not the cell phone video. Officials said Hood and her son later turned themselves over to police. Prosecutors said Hood has a valid firearm owner's identification card and a concealed carry permit. Her attorney, Ari Williams, told reporters Monday that Miss Hood has always been a victim. So she said on June 18th of this year, my life changed, my son's life changed. She told reporters Tuesday at a news conference. This situation is horrible. It's just horrible. Is that a bug? Or is that on my computer screen? Yeah. Okay. I freaked out. Okay. I thought that was something on the wall, but it was on my computer screen. Um, this is one of those situations where I really wish that she would just let this go. Just ride off into the sunset and let this situation die. Because I don't think filing a lawsuit in this situation makes any sense. Because basically you've won. You didn't go to jail. You didn't go to jail. Your son took someone's life because of you. And you're not in jail. They arrested you, but they let you go. That's not enough. That's not enough for you. You know, I really believe if this situation had happened to me, I would let it go. I would be trying my best to get somewhere out of mind, out of sight. Get my son some therapy. Both of us, he's gonna need some therapy. You're gonna need some therapy. Both of y'all gonna need some therapy. Y'all gonna have to deal with that situation. And I was watching, and I had stopped watching Funky Dineva, period. I unfollowed him everywhere on social media and I stopped watching his videos. But I was watching Cheryl Gabrowski this morning and she talked about him, doing a video about this, and I wanted to go and see what he said. So I went and looked at it. And this is one time when I can say that I really do agree with him. And a lot of this boils down to women operating in the divine feminine. A lot of us women are not operating in the divine feminine. We are operating more with our masculine energy. We are not balanced. We're operating more with our masculine energy, and it's making us act more like the man. A lot of women feel like, energy wise, you are on the same level as a man, and you're not. No matter how strong you feel like you are, you're not operating on the same level as a man, and you should not be. Your energy should not match his. Your energy should be different than that of a man. You should be operating different than that of a man. That's why you're feminine and he is masculine. Your energy should be totally different. My energy does not match the energy of my husband's. He is masculine. His energy does not match mine. He is not operating in feminine energy. He's operating in masculine energy. My energy should be more calming, should be more loving, should be more nurturing. That's why God made us softer. We are not even, our bodies are different than the man. Our minds are different. A lot of men operate off of anger. This is a classic example of a man operating off of anger. He could not just use his words. His words to him were not effective enough. So he had to use his hands. In that situation, this woman, had she been operating in the divine feminine, she would have been able to recognize his energy and remove herself from that situation. But because she was not operating in the divine feminine, she was operating in an energy that seemed to want to match his. She stood up to him and got hurt. And she got hurt. Now, yeah, it did end with this young man passing away, but he passed away at the hands of another male, not by her hand. She could not match his energy alone. I don't argue with people. My divine feminine energy does not allow me to stand and go toe to toe verbally with someone else. I'm not going to hit you. I'm not. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to hit you. I'm not going to fight you. Not in the natural. But honey, I will get you all the way together with this real feminine energy. I will get you all the way together. I will come to you in your dreams and everything else. Ladies, we have to learn how to fight. And it has nothing to do with these balled up. These two things right here can do so much work. You can do so much work with your energy. But you have to learn how to mask that. How to balance your divine feminine and masculine energy. Some of us are just working with our masculine energy. You haven't harnessed your feminine energy. That softer side hasn't been able to come out yet. Because you're so used to taking care of yourself, going to work, being independent, doing everything, taking care of the kids and everything. You have not, that softer side of you hasn't been able to come out yet. The only thing you're working with, the feminine energy is there, but that, oh, I got to do it. I'm independent. I'm working. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm going to do, anybody walk up on me, I'm going to take care of mine. I'm the mama bear. I'm this. You're working in that energy only. And that's not the only energy that we possess. And if you don't balance that energy, you too can end up in a situation just like this young lady. But you may not have a son with a gun. I just saw another young lady get beat up And this young lady looked really young. I just saw her get beat up by a security guard. Now, the first part of the video is unclear. The only part that the tape shows is the security guard, hitting her and pushing her out of a store and stuff. There's, no beginning to that. But a lot of these things happen because we as women push up on these men like we are men, and we get handled like we a man. You push up on a man like you a man, he gonna handle you like you a man. But if you are operating in the divine feminine, I will never put myself in a position where a man would hurt me. Even if I know I'm right, I'm still going to give him 50 feet. Because I'm not going to put myself, I'm not a man. I'm not a man. I'm a woman. And I'm a extremely feminine woman. I don't claim to be able to beat the brakes off of no man. I could probably handle myself with another woman, and it depends on what type of woman that is too. Because I'm not gonna be out here fighting no 6 foot 500 pound woman. I'm not gonna be out here fighting nobody. If I get into I'm not even gonna get into a verbal altercation with somebody. When I see you getting hyped or whatever, you got it. You got it, sis. It's all love. I'm going to sprinkle my fairy dust and go on about my way. The only way you're going to get me is if you sneak me as I'm walking away. Is that his food? Oh, hold on, y'all. The DoorDash man here. Hold on a minute. So I'm gonna leave y'all with this. I ain't gonna be on here too long. I don't know if YouTube be sending out the notifications or what, but if they didn't, that's fine. Okay, man, thank you. So this is the sign. Now I got this off of a Google website. How do you know if you are operating in the divine feminine? Your intuition is speaking to you. Now we all have that little still voice in us that speaks to us. Can you hear yours? Because I can hear mine. That little voice in there will tell you when you are, don't do that, girl. If you're not hearing that voice in certain situations, maybe your divine feminine, you're not quite there. Your heart chakra is open and you act with compassion and love. In all situations, us as women, we should be leading with love and compassion. So that's not going to have us out here acting a fool and arguing and wanting to hurt somebody and, wanting to put anybody in our family in a situation where they can be killed, because we are leading with compassion and love. You're comfortable in your sensuality. You're comfortable with your body. You're comfortable with who you are. Hey, Tina. You're comfortable being feminine. You're not trying to be a man because you're comfortable in this female body. I'm not trying to be my husband. I don't want to, even though I wear pants a lot. I wear my little yoga pants, but they yoga pants. I don't wear my husband's pants. Almost every pair of pants I own. I own a couple of pair of jeans. But almost every pair of pants I own is like little yoga pants, little stretch pants, pants that my husband wouldn't wear. I don't wear the same pants he wear. I'm comfortable being feminine. I'm comfortable being a woman, and I'm comfortable in a woman's place. I'm not trying to be the man. I'm not trying to wear a suit and a tie. That's not my thing. You forgive easily. And I think if you have more of a forgiving heart, you're not going to be out here arguing with people. You're not going to be fighting and arguing and wanting to hurt somebody, because once someone says something to you that is out of pocket, you know where that person is spiritually. If you are really operating in the divine feminine, you know as soon as somebody open their mouth up, they not even on the same spiritual level as I am. Ain't no way in the world I'm going to argue with this person. And you will let it go. God bless you, honey. There's no need for me to get into a argument with a man and push him to the point where he says he wants to hit me. Me and you are not on the same level spiritually, honey. If you want to hit me, if you a man and you want to hit me, we're not on the same level spiritually. Like, I had commented on something on TikTok, and do you know that this man put in underneath my comment, "Oh, your husband is gonna leave you anyway because you obese." Now, back in the day, I would have cussed that man out, but I was like, why? This is some unhappy person, some unhappy, childish person. If the only thing you see when you see me is obese, you are truly unhappy. You are childish. You are below me spiritually and mentally. Hey girl, you late. You 24 minutes late. You are below me mentally and spiritually. And that's how we as women need to start looking at people in situations. You are below me mentally and spiritually. There's no reason for me to argue with you. If you can't match me spiritually, there's no reason for me to argue with you. You definitely can't match me mentally. There's no reason for me to argue with you. If a person cannot construct a sentence without using a curse word, I'm not arguing with you, because I know where you are mentally. The only thing you can resort to is fighting. I was using an example of somebody that called me obese on TikTok. But what we're talking about is Carnisha Hood deciding now to sue the city of Chicago. And I was just saying, if she had been operating in the divine feminine from the beginning, from when this incident happened, none of this would have happened. None of this. Her and her son would have been able to walk away from this entire situation. What happened?
Come on, he wants to come in here.
He can. He just want to see what he want to see what that was that came. It was just his food. He don't want to come in here. He just want to come smell that bag.
He just did.
That's all he want.
Come on, dude.
Go on back with daddy.
Come on.
Nosy. And I was giving the signs of your knowing how to tell if you're divine feminine, if you really where you supposed to be. The last one is you want to spend time with positive, gentle people who make you feel good about yourself. It's your circle. Who you hang out with is what really makes you. When I was in my 30s, my group of friends on the weekends, we hung out, we went to clubs, we drank. All of us, we all did the same thing. None of us were spiritual people. We were spiritual in our foundation, but none of us were like going to church or, doing any of that kind of stuff. We were all hanging out on the weekends. And we were all the same. I wish a bitch would run up on me. I'd knock a bitch out. Blue, 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 blue. Back in the day, I was slick-mouthed. But we all were slick-mouthed. Now, we never got into anything. And I just thank God that we didn't. But we all had a slick mouth. Now, if you hanging out with a bunch of people, a bunch of other women who are, I wish blah, blah would. I wish they would. Yeah, girl, we finna go out here. And if anybody run up on us, we gonna won't. There go your energy. Because that's the energy that you have. You have that energy. That energy is embedded in you. That aggressive, fighting, masculine energy. That's in you. You're not even going out covering, your friends. Okay, we gonna all go out. We're gonna have a good time. You don't have to go the whole Jesus route and, have a prayer circle before y'all go out to the brunch and have bottomless mimosas. I'm not asking you to have a whole prayer circle before you do this, but I'm telling you, throw a couple of crystals in your bra or your purse to try to keep the energy good and keep certain things away from you. Somebody got to be the grounded one. It's got to be one person in the group with some sense. Hold on, let me get. Phoenix says she don't agree. Hold on, girl. Hold on. Let me see what you don't agree with, girl. What? Phoenix says she don't agree. Hold on. Because I can't see it on there. Okay, Phoenix said, I'm not sure I agree. When I lived there, I was on the green line and sitting down minding my business so I can go home. A young man got on the train and asked me for some change. I never carry cash, especially there. And I looked at his outfit head to toe, gaudy labels, and I said no. He asked me why. I looked at him like that, and I was confused. I took myself right to the first car because he was about to hit me. I've never been a woofer. Chicago dudes are different. I'm not saying put yourself in a position where somebody hits you. Now, I'm saying, make sure you know what you're doing. I'm not saying lay down and let somebody hit you. I'm just saying don't put yourself in a position. Don't argue back and forth. Like you said, you got up and went to the first train. You didn't just, like my sinus just plugged up or something. You didn't just sit there and go back and forth with the person. You didn't just go, I ain't giving you shit. Blah, blah. Get the F out my face. Who the F you think I am? You didn't do that. You didn't do that. You could tell that the dude, was aggressive. So you removed yourself from the situation. Right. You missed the first part. You missed the first part of when I was talking about this. I said, remove yourself from these situations. Don't sit there and argue with these dudes because 9 times out of 10, it's going to end bad for you, not for them. Unless you are like, I keep wanting to call her Carisha. I don't want to say the young lady's name wrong. Unless you're like her and you have an equalizer. And we don't always have equalizers when we go out. That's why I keep my mouth shut. And I'm not keeping my mouth shut because I'm a punk, but I keep my mouth shut because I want to live and I want the other person to live too. And I'm not going out in public. If I'm going to a restaurant, if we're going to the movies, if we're going out to dinner, we're going out to have a nice time. We're not going out to hurt somebody. I never want to be in a position where somebody gets hurt behind something I did. I just don't. Like, I was in the store the other day and this lady bumped into me. And I said, excuse me. Knowing it wasn't even. But girl, I don't want no problems. Oh, excuse me. She was like, no, I'm sorry. That was my fault. But, I'm just on that peace, drama-free tip right now. I really am. I don't want no problems with nobody. I don't go out with problems in my mind. Girl, my purse be full of crystals. I don't have time for no problems. Carlisha. I don't have time for no problems with women or men. I'm above that. I am. Phoenix said, I will not be arguing with these men. They will mark us with no remorse. All of them men standing in that restaurant did jack squat. Now, someone said, I don't know how true this is, but someone said that they were there. She did an interview, a phone interview with somebody on TikTok. Now, I don't know if this is true. This is just from TikTok. And she said that she was there. And she was there with her grandfather and her uncle. And they were 2 older men. And they did not want to get involved. And I don't blame them. I don't. She said her grandfather was like in his 80s and her uncle was like in his 70s or 60s or something. And they didn't want to try that young man. That young man was off the rails. They didn't want to try him. They noticed that young man was acting crazy. They just thought, okay, this dude will look like he really want to hurt somebody. Even though he was the one that ended up meeting his maker, he still hurt her though. And they didn't want to get involved in that. And I don't blame them. Your best bet in a situation like that is just to call the police. Hey, I just witnessed a woman getting hit by a man. There's a man in this restaurant. He is very aggressive. He just hit a woman. And while you on the phone telling the police, pow, pow, pow. But why would a older, now if it was some young dudes there, maybe they would have been able to calm him down. Who knows? This dude was off the rails. He was on one. And I heard his girlfriend was like egging him on. So he wanted to really show out in front of her. Phoenix said, I don't feel bad for the dude at all. Can't even reasonably expect protection if he had killed her with his fist. Not if they was ops. They don't stop. Yeah, he could have really, really hurt her. He really could have. So, I mean, what I want, this is what I want. I want us women to learn from this situation. It is okay to walk away. It is okay not to argue. Let the other person win. You are too feminine. You are too beautiful. You are too spiritual to sit up and degrade yourself with a man, a male, because he was definitely not a man, a male who is below you intellectually and spiritually. He below you. He is below you. I wouldn't utter a word. I can't even hear him. My frequency is so much higher than yours. I can't even hear you down here. I'm up here. You a VHS tape. You a 8-track. I'm in 8K. You a 8-track tape. I can't hear you. We're not even playing on the same frequency. I can't. I don't understand you. And that's how we have to start treating these people. You're not on the same level as me. I don't even hear you. I don't hear you. It can't be an argument because I'm in 8K and you're a cassette tape. I can't hear you. Yeah, I mean, I've always been labeled as the nice girl. When I was in high school, we lived in the projects. And do you know that I was literally protected? by the drug dealers. I could leave my house, going to choir rehearsal or going anywhere, and they will protect me because I was the church girl. No one ever bothered me because they called me the little church girl. They would be like, "Here come the little church girl." No one ever bothered me. But see, that was, even then, even as a child, that was my divine feminine energy working to my advantage, keeping me protected. The little quiet church girl. Use that energy. Tina said 9K, 14K, 24K. Yeah, I can't hear nobody on a cassette tape. I'm a smart TV and you one of them big back TVs that they don't even sell no more. We're not on the same level. And when you understand that, you won't waste your time arguing with people. My husband don't argue. He don't argue with nobody. Everybody at his job always tells him, Mr. Brown, you always in a good mood. He too smart. He's too intelligent to sit up and argue and cuss. My husband rarely curses. I'm the cusser in the family. I'm the one to do the cussing. He's too intelligent to just be sitting up cussing. He has too many other words to use other than curse words. But child, bitch will fly out my mouth so quick. I be trying not to use that word. Hey Naya, I be trying my best not to say it. But I do. But when you are operating in the divine feminine, you will act differently. When I see women, like when I was watching the BET Awards and I saw all of these women at the BET Awards naked, with all of these see-through dresses, you don't have to do all of that to be feminine. You do not have to show your whole entire body to be feminine and to be beautiful and to lure men. It is so easy to get a man. You don't have to show them everything. I was like, if they knew. But they're still young. They have, a lot of these young ladies don't have anyone to guide them on how to really use their divine feminine. It's not showing all your body parts. It's the way you carry yourself that makes you feminine, that makes you divine. And the one that I love, this I did get this list off of Google. If you Google, how do you know if you are divine feminine? The one that I love the most says, your heart chakra is open and you act with compassion and love. That's the most important. No matter what happens, you're acting with compassion and love. That alone will keep you out of so many bad situations. If you act with compassion, forgiveness, and love, you're not going to want to fight everybody. Every situation does not require you to go back and forth in anger. You can look at some people and you know what? They just having a bad day. And I'm not going to add to that. I'm not going to add to their hurt and pain. You can tell the way this young man was acting. He had a lot of rage. Rage, hurt, pain, trauma. It was a lot going on for him to be able to get that angry in that short period of time. So I'm not going to add to that. That's like you see a building on fire, you're not going to go and throw gasoline on it. Oh, let me make this fire bigger. No, you're going to call 911 so that they can come out and put the fire out. You're not going to go across the street to the gas station and get some gas and come back and throw gas on an already burning fire. This young lady threw gasoline on some fire. This man was mad. He told her, if you say another word, I'm going to hit you. And what she do? Threw some gas on that fire. And the fire went up. He didn't just match her energy. He exceeded. He went over and beyond her energy. He didn't match her energy. Because had he matched her energy, he would have just kept talking. He went farther. Phoenix said, I wish there was more diverse representation. Everything is over sexualized. You also should be yourself and don't try to be someone you're not. I like regular, degular working or boss women who dress different to be represented. I love the Megs and Cardis and the Carishas, but I don't like them. Well, he went above and her son went above earth. Yeah. Yeah. Her son matched his energy. Her son matched his energy. She didn't. She didn't. It took her son to match his energy. Her son met his energy with the same aggression that he used on the mother. Her son matched his energy, but the mother didn't. She threw fire. She threw gas on a burning fire. She got burned. Then the son came in and he threw fire. That's why women need to leave these men alone. Leave these men alone. Especially when it's a man that you see is aggressive. You see it told you. When these men tell you they crazy, believe them. She didn't believe fat meat was greasy. He told her, if you say another word, I'm going to bust you upside your head. So why she couldn't just stand down then and be like, all right, you win. Or mama just, She could have just went on outside the store. She could have just been like, you know what? Just don't say nothing. Just walk away from that situation. Get in your car. I don't want no food that bad. It's too many other restaurants. I'm not about to argue with somebody just to get some Chinese food. It's a Chinese restaurant on every corner. Every corner. I don't have to have that one. Ladies, we need to look at some of these situations and learn the lessons so that these lessons are not repeated. These men are not playing with us. These men are not playing. Some of these men out here hate women. They have an underlying hatred for women. And we have to protect ourselves. We cannot sit around here thinking that when we are in a situation and something happened, another man is going to come to our rescue, because they not. Ain't nobody going to rescue you. You got to take care of yourself. And taking care of yourself means don't put yourself in a position where you can get hurt. Ain't nobody coming to save you. Nobody. You got to save yourself. You got to cover yourself spiritually every time you leave the house. Say a prayer before you leave the house. Cover yourself and your children. Because if something happened, ain't nobody coming to save you. You got to save yourself. And we are equipped. We have it in us. You just have to, you gotta pull it out of you. It's in there. That divine feminine is in there. You just gotta you gotta dig it out. You gotta get off of that I'm independent, I don't need nobody tip. Phoenix said we gotta move like we understand that and like we're more intelligent than they are. Because we are. We are much more intelligent than they are. Especially these younger men. Because the majority of them don't care about nothing. They haven't been to school. They don't have any work ethic. The majority of them don't know how to, they don't even know how to speak. They don't even know how to talk to women. Because see, you have to talk to me different than you talk to your homeboys. You can't talk to me like you talk to them. We are totally different than men. We think different. We act different. And we really have to start really, when we go out, we have to have a plan. You have to have a plan when you go out and stick to your plan. I'm very careful when I go out. I'm careful about what I have in my purse, what I take, where I go, who I'm with, who I talk to, who I make eye contact with. I don't even make eye contact with everybody. Now, when I go into a room, I'm scanning the room to see, who's there and stuff. I don't talk to everybody. Everybody don't deserve my attention or my conversation. And if I talk to you and you trying to seem like you talking out the side of your neck, that conversation is over quick. Ladies, we got to be careful. We got to stop doing a lot of the stuff that you're doing, a lot of the stuff that you're used to doing. You're going to have to stop doing it. Because these men ain't out here playing with us. And I am very serious. You do not have to buck up at a man. Because 9 times out of 10, if you don't have an equalizer, he is going to win. Now, you can be out here fighting these men if you want to. But honey, I'm telling you, that ain't my ministry. We're going to have to be careful, ladies. Because in this situation, these situations are not getting any better. They are getting worse. These men are becoming more and more aggressive when it comes to women. Like, seriously, I be looking at some of these men and I be like, y'all hate us? Especially a lot of these black men. I don't know what's going on with black men right now. And maybe this, this is going on in order to push the women more into their divine feminine. Maybe we about to go back to the time when, all of the women was witches. Scare the hell out these men. Back then, these men was careful how they dealt with women. Back in them olden times, because they knew the majority of these women was witches. And we beat got a piece of your hair and tied you up for life. Maybe that's what the world is moving back into. Oh, you gonna see all the women out here with their cloaks on and their witch hats and stuff. Like all the witches gonna come out the closets because we out here scared of y'all crazy men. The men then went crazy. Girl, I'm grateful for my husband too. I am so grateful that I am married to a man with such a calm and gentle spirit. But his parents are the same way. His father is the same way. His father is a very quiet, peaceful man. And even though my husband has been in the military, he was a police officer, he is still a very quiet, peaceful dude. My husband don't argue with me. We don't argue. Now, do we get mad at each other? Yeah. But my husband has never, we've been together 12 years, and he has never called me anything but my name or babe or, something like that. Never called me out of my name in 12 years. Never. And I am so grateful because I done been with some dudes that, they ain't no problem calling me a bitch. No, but just roll off their tongue like it wasn't nothing. And, I ain't had no problem calling them MF or whatever. But I've never, ever, cursed at my husband or, said anything like that to him because I want to be his peace. I was looking at this guy's TikTok and he said, When he get home, he just sit in his car and take a nap and decompress. He don't even want to go in the house. When my husband get home, he be jumping out the car, coming in the house. I never want home to be the last place that he wants to come. I want this to be his peace. I want him to leave work and can't wait to get back to me. I don't ever want to put my husband in a position where he don't even want to come home because I get on his nerves and home is a horrible place to be. You got to pull up in the driveway and sit in the car because you don't even want to come in the house. No, I never want that for my husband. Phoenix said, I heard a spiritualist say that the age of the divine feminine is returning and the universe is correcting the imbalance. I feel that. I feel that in my spirit. I feel that. I feel like there is a imbalance, and that imbalance has to be fixed. Is something going on with the masculine energy right now? The masculine energy is very aggressive. It's dominating. It's aggressive. It's toxic. And that has to be fixed. And if it has to be fixed by force, it will be. If we as women have to take control, we will. Because Mother Earth herself will fix it. She will cause a shift and fix it. Because it's getting out of balance. And God is not going to allow, he's only going to allow man to go so far when it comes to hurting women anyway. I believe that in my spirit. And see, I think that's the thing. Men are afraid. If women really get together and rise up, we're going to scare the hell out of them. Because see, the only thing that the majority of these men have is their strength. And we have something stronger than that. We will scare the hell out of them if we rise up on their asses. We ride at midnight. All the witches be out here in the streets and stuff. Them men they'll be having a heart attack. Because the only thing they gonna know how to do is get on their Xboxes and be like, "Blood, your girlfriend gone too? They out there singing and shit." They'll have a heart attack. Naya said, I'm a domestic abuse survivor. My ex-husband was on drugs and abusive and undercover gay, and would fight back. I would fight back all the time. And that's the problem with a lot of these men, is they don't know how to deal with their sexuality, and instead of dealing with their sexuality, they take that mess out on us. They take it out on the woman. But just go and be who you want to be. If you want to be with a man, be with a man. But they need to use us as their beard. And then get mad at us when we don't want to be their beard. He was sexually abusive, saying that I wouldn't tell him no for sex, so we had to have sex every night, even if I was too tired or sore. I was going to do a stalker banishing spell this week. Yeah, but don't do that on live though. Don't do that on live. If you want to do it, just if you're doing a real working spell, don't do that on live. Now, if you want to do an example, that's different. But don't do the spell that you're working on someone on live. Don't do that. Don't even get in the habit of doing that. Your godparent will tell you there are certain things that you don't do. Your right hand shouldn't even know what your left hand is doing. So of course people shouldn't see some things that you're doing. That's why a lot of when I do spells online, they're generic. I'm never going to show you a working that I'm doing for a person to allow that person to see, or someone that may know that person or what. No. If you're doing something generic, do it. You know, it's fine to do generic stuff. But it's never okay to do a real working that you're working on someone and throw that kind of stuff on the online. That's why you don't see initiations on YouTube. Now there are some people that will post things on YouTube, but the majority of Ifa and Lukumi and Santeria, you will not see initiations and a lot of stuff on online. You don't even see pictures of it. When I was initiated, there are no pictures, no video, no nothing of any parts of the initiation, because our house did not believe in that. Yeah, and you don't want, especially if you know that the person is stalking your channel, you don't want to even put that stuff on there. You don't want the person to know what you working on. You do that kind of stuff in secret. You don't put it out there you don't show the person what you're working on. You give them an opportunity to go and block everything that you're doing. You do all that stuff in secret. Your left hand should not know what your right hand is doing. Because one hand is for good, the other one is for bad anyway. So they shouldn't even be working together. They out doing their own thing. So of course, someone that you're working against, that person shouldn't know what you're doing. You do all that in secret. Nobody will ever see what I have done on them. Now, the little stuff that I have put on social media, the stuff that was for play. That was for play. That was what I was playing with you with. I'm just baiting you in. That's for play. You'll never see the real stuff. Never. I wouldn't show you nothing. But I just like to bait people in with a little light. When I was 10, I did a banishing spell on my mom's ex because he was molesting me and beating her. I think the men feel it too. And that's why it seems like they've gone off the rocker. Yeah, it's just some weird energy right now. And the energy with men seems to be more aggressive than it's been. And that shift could be pushing, it could be done intentionally to push women back to source. Because the women have always been the most spiritual. That's why they tried to kill off all the witches. They were women because the men were afraid. The women have always been more spiritual, and men know that. That's why they always try to keep the women out the pulpit, keep the women quiet, don't let them do this, don't let them do that, because they know we are connected to the divine. We are the bringers of life. And you know the men, well, if it wasn't for me, yeah, because I bring this, yeah, you bring the seed, but we bring the life. We bring the life. We bring that seed to life. Without us, that seed would fall on rocky soil. It would be nothing without us. And men are scared of us. They're jealous. They're jealous of the divine feminine. They're jealous of that love energy. And they're scared. A lot of men are scared of that energy. Like anytime that I put on my all white and I cover my head, honey, when I walk down the street, I get so many, looks from men because they have that, oh shit, she on that. She on something. She doing something. I've had men ask me, are you Muslim? No, I'm not. And the men that know. The ones that, recognize my lekes or whatever, they know. But the ones that don't are trying to figure it out. They also killed women that were different who didn't even practice. Well, they thought they were practicing. They thought they were something. So, yeah, they had to get rid of them too. And yeah, most of them, a lot of the women weren't even witches. But because they thought that they were, they got rid of them too. You got to go too. I think we have the seed. Men are fertilizers. Even in nature, the receiving organism has the seed. I think men have the seed. The sperm is the seed. Because without that, there is no baby. We have the egg to be fertilized. We have to have that sperm. Now that's one thing. It works together. We have to have them. They have to have us. There's no, either way, it ain't going to be complete without the two of those things meeting together, working together at the exact right time. It's called seed in the Bible, but seeds in the ground are pollinated, which activates. I don't think seeds in the ground are pollinated though. Once you put a seed in the ground, it just matures with water. That seed just grows. The seed already has everything it needs to grow. The only thing that it needs is the right soil. The pollination comes after the plant is grown. The bees are pollinating, but that's after the plant has already matured and come out of the ground. Women have the egg in the house where the egg is kept safe to grow, and we are the vessel the soul comes in. Plants are pollinated. Yeah, the plants are pollinated after they grow. The seed don't need nothing but the right soil and enough water and sunlight for it to grow. The seed already has everything it needs to grow. When you plant, you just wait. There's nothing else that has to be done to that seed. As a matter of fact, I gotta go and dig up my tulip bulb and see is it still alive, because I know my tulip was supposed to come back in the spring, and we unfortunately had we were still having cold weather and rain. I probably should have brought it in the house. We didn't have a frost, but we had a lot of rain, and it was just starting to come back up. And I guess the rain and wind knocked it over, the whole pot over, and the leaves was like this in the pot. And I set it back up and I gave it some water, and it didn't survive. And so I was looking at this video, and it said to dig it up and look at the look at the bulb and see if it's still okay. So I'm gonna do that today, because there's nothing in the pot but the shriveled up leaves. So the seed itself don't need nothing for it to grow. The seed has everything it needs. The seed for growing plants and the seed for growing a baby is two totally different things. That sperm hits that egg. They both have everything that they need. The sperm has everything it needs, and that egg has everything it needs. The two of them come together, and then you grow a baby. There's nothing else. The church did not want natural healing because they were capitalizing on where people went for health. Pollen is sperm plant. Pollen is plant sperm. Yeah, but plants don't need that though. Not to grow initially. The seed is all that they need. There's no the bees don't come and pollinate something that has not grown yet, is what I'm saying. So there is no need for pollination for a seed. That seed has to mature to a plant before a bee will even, like, a bee ain't gonna buzz around a pot that's empty where the plants haven't even matured yet. They don't go there. They go to the flowers that are already mature. It could be seed in the ground, but the bees ain't gonna come. Yeah, all plants need pollen unless they're self-pollinating. Yeah, but this is after they're matured, not while they're growing. They don't need pollen while they're growing. A seed doesn't. When you put a seed in the ground, it's growing. It doesn't need anything until it matures. Are we on the same page? You know, I've never, no, I take that back. I've never grown flowers. The only flower that I've ever grown from seed is a sunflower. I've grown sunflowers from seed, but I haven't grown any other flowers from seed. All the other flowers that I've grown, I've purchased them, you buy them from the store, they've already started. But sunflowers I've grown from seed. And have I grown peppers? Because I think every other plant that I've purchased, like tomatoes, strawberries, I think they were already started. I think peppers I grew from seed though. And you just throw them in the ground in a good soil and you water them. What about the ancient African fable about the woman ruling and the men taking over, starting the division between Mother God and Father God in the heavens? I don't know that one. I don't know that one. But there have been, civilizations where the women ruled, like the movie The Woman King. The women were the warriors. They were the rulers. So in plants, the seed is the fertilized oval in the plant. It's already pollinated. Well, I don't know. I'm just saying you don't add nothing to no seed. The seed is already how it's supposed to be. Everything that it needs to grow is already in there. That's the difference between the woman and the man. We don't have everything it takes to produce a baby. We have to have their seed for it to happen. The seed for growing plants, everything is already in there. You don't have to add anything to it. Photosynthesis is different. Photosynthesis is how the plant takes in the sun, the coverage, how plants process the sun and light. Yeah, photosynthesis is totally different. That doesn't have anything to do with the seed. I love sunflowers. And they grow pretty. As a matter of fact, I should plant one. I should plant some. Because it don't take them long to come up. Oh, a bird got killed last night in our garden. I don't know what did this, but it was legit nothing left but feathers. Whatever ate it, when I say it was nothing left, it was nothing left but feathers. And I don't know if it was a cat. I didn't know cats did ate like that. but it freaked me out. As I went out there to check on my plants, and I saw these feathers, and I was like, dang, that's a lot of feathers. And I looked on the other side of the plant, and it was just a big clump of feathers. And then it was just this big clump of, it looked like meat and feathers. I was like, oh my God. I went and got my husband. I was like, you got to get the broom and, get that up and stuff. But all traces of what type of bird it was gone. It wasn't nothing left. I do not collect feathers from things like that. No, because that was a violent. If I wanted to work some type of like binding spell, or if I wanted to hurt, then I would have got that. But feathers from a violent death like that, I don't want that energy. I don't want that type of energy. So my husband just, picked it up, and I, said a little peaceful prayer, and that bird went back to the universe. It depends on how. I don't like if I see like a feather and it's just one feather, and I figure, oh, okay, the bird lost this feather just because sometimes birds do lose feathers, when they're, I don't know what it's called for birds, mulching or whatever, they do lose feathers. And normally, if you go to the park and you just see one feather, it's normally okay to get that feather. But if you go to the park and you see like a dead bird and its feathers are, scattered, you're going to assume that that bird met a violent death. And you don't want those feathers. Unless you're, working a spell that, you trying to hurt somebody, or you trying to bind somebody, or send them to hell or something. Then you'll take a feather. But you working, and you gonna get rid of that. You're not holding on to that. That's not something, that's not a souvenir. Now, one little feather that you find, you at a park, and this park is frequented by a lot of birds, and you find one little single feather, and the feather, don't have no blood on it or nothing. It just looked like the bird man been scratching and he lost a feather. That's fine. But not you walk up on a bird and he done been injured and deceased or whatever, and you out here collecting his. No, I don't do that. Throw that away. Now, I when this turkey got in our backyard, I had this sticky thing out there for the flies. And obviously, when the turkey jumped our fence, he must have flapped into that. And a few of his feathers got stuck on that sticky thing. Now, if I wanted some turkey feathers, I could have got them off of there, because that was an accident. And the turkey didn't get hurt. She was fine. She walked her big ass on in the backyard and was like, can I get out this way? And we were like, no, girl, you can't get out. You got to go back the way you came in. And she walked on in the backyard and figured out it was no exit back there. She had enough sense to turn around and come back down through here and try to hop her ass back on over that gate. Because turkeys only fly when they have to. They will actually do more walking than they do flying. They can fly, but they only fly as a last resort. So she had to fly her ass over the gate, and she got out. I mean, I like to keep feathers, but when I, collect things, I want to be able to keep them in the house, and I don't want any violent death energy, in my house right now. Like where we used to live, I could keep them. I had a little area outside where I could keep things. Um, I don't, I don't have that here. Let me show y'all my gnomes that I just got. I thought this was going to be bigger, but I just got these for, can y'all see it? Let me open the chocolate here. I'm going to take these outside. I thought that the little hedgehogs was going to be bigger. I don't mind the gnomes being small. I finally got a little girl. Because usually with these gnomes, you don't get too many girls. So I got a little girl. They be fighting over these women. He cute. Oh, he got a little welcome sign. They little, but they gonna fit my little pot. But look how small the little hedgehogs is. What is this? Oh, a squirrel. Squirrel. He's so tiny. But I'm gonna put him in the pot though. I just hope they don't get they only gave me one hedgehog. Look how tiny he is. They hecka tiny. I'm gonna put them in a small pot. They're so little, I can't even get them out. How small a little owl is. They're cute though. But I do want some that's a little bit bigger. I ordered these off of Amazon. What is this? Oh. A little bucket of water. Oh. I'm so sorry. What is that in his hand? Well, it's a snail. Oh. Child, I thought this was a beaver. It's a bird. I saw this tail, and I thought it was a beaver. But it's a bird. So I'm going to put them out. And she cute. Ain't she cute? I love me some gnomes, y'all. Gnomes make me so happy. So I'm going to put them out in the yard. In they little, I got a little pot. I'm going to put them in. Put them out there when I get off of here. That's it, y'all. Operating a divine feminine. And then you won't be out here trying to fight these crazy men. Because these men is crazy. Okay? Girl, I'm not messing with no possum. Oh, girl. No, sometimes when you see stuff outside, if it look like somebody put it there, don't touch it. Leave folks stuff alone. Cause some people be working stuff, and if you live out in the woods or live by where woods are, sometimes people be taking stuff out, offerings or whatever. I ain't touching nothing that I think somebody else can have their hands on. I'll be out here with the gnomes and the fairies, with the good people. I ain't got time to meet because some of y'all humans, y'all ain't right. Y'all got too many problems. Cause one of my friends asked me, why you be messing with them gnomes? Because they not like y'all. They not like humans. They not out here trying to fight and hurt each other. The gnomes are good people. They take care of the garden. They take care of your plants and stuff. When you tripping, it be the gnomes out here taking care of the garden and making sure everything is okay. Yeah, I ain't never heard of the gnomes having an uprising and killing each other. They ain't doing that. The gnomes and the fairies is good people. So I love them. They keep my pressure down. Me outside talking to the gnomes and rearranging their house and stuff keeps my pressure down. So when I can go outside and tend to the gnomes and the garden and stuff, it makes me happy. Y'all humans, y'all be on some crazy stuff. I don't trust y'all. Especially y'all men. Y'all men got some issues. Honey, we have to be careful how, we got to start giving our boys more attention and more love. All that hard stuff that, we be doing with our boys, we are doing them a disservice. Let these boys play with dolls. If they want to play with dolls, let them play with dolls. Because these boys are growing up to be some toxic, crazy ass men. Let these boys have dolls. Buy your son something to nurture. Get him some gnomes. Buy him some plants. Teach him how to grow plants and take care of plants. Because there's a disconnect with these men. These men getting crazy. Yeah, these men treating us like we men. We not men. We are not men. We are women. So y'all help these young boys grow up to nurture and love and understand what love is. Share your divine feminine. Be out here sprinkling your love dust all over the world instead of adding fuel to the fire. There's enough fires going on out here. Be the one that's out here helping to put some of these fires out. They think everything outside of fighting and violent sex with women is gay. Yeah, being mean to women is gay. You don't know how to act with a woman. But see, men are really gonna be upset when women start turning against them and get to the point where they don't even want to mess with you. Then their feelings gonna be hurt. They mad now because it's so many gay women. Women don't even want to mess with men. They can't go to brunch. They can't learn how to braid their hair. They can't wash their butts properly. Can't hug their platonic male friends. Sound boring. They can't do nothing. I was going to do a rose quartz four corners of the world spell. Yeah, there is. There are a lot of women now that don't even mess with men. And when I say don't mess with men, like I've heard young girls say that they don't want to mess with men to the point where they don't even want a male doctor. They don't mess with men, period. They don't even want a male doctor looking at them. That's how much they not messing with men. So these men better get it together, or everybody just gonna be gay. Cause the men and women just ain't gonna be messing with each other. The men gonna be with men, and the women gonna be with men with women. That's the world. That seemed like the world that we moving into. Who was playing that music? Oh, must have been the delivery driver. Our delivery drivers be coming through here. Their music be blasting. You know I done got old now where they coming down through here with all that loud ass music. My ex-husband was undercover gay, but in public he wouldn't eat a banana. The men I'm most comfortable with are married and are responsible. I don't want male doctors either. I don't have a problem with male doctors. I've never had a problem with male doctors. I used to work for a male doctor, and my primary care physician, I would just, if I'm going to have a male doctor, I would prefer for him to be black. I just don't want an old white male doctor. I my primary care physician is black. I think he's a little bit younger than I am. I think he's in his 40s. And I really like him. And I think I like him because he's black. Very good doctor. So I don't have a problem with, I don't have a problem with men. I still love men. I'm just more cautious around them than I used to be. Yeah, I mean, God dog, the Amazon drivers all loud. I don't know if it's Amazon or FedEx or who, but it's one of the drivers because I heard the truck pull off. And normally it's Amazon. That's who I'd usually be seeing doing it is the Amazon drivers. That's because they super young. Like I would never like call Amazon and complain. I'm not that type of person. Let them people do what they doing. Not OBGYNs or breast examiners. I've had a male OBGYN doctor. I mean, and every time I've had a male OBGYN doctor, there's always been a nurse in the room present. I don't have a problem with um, male doctors. I prefer it to be a woman, but if it was a man, I've never been like, I don't want you. That's never happened to me. Yeah, I'm not fighting with no man. I'm just not. I'm not putting myself in no position to argue with a man or fight with a man or anything. I mean, when I go out in public, I don't talk to men. If it's a situation where a man have to be dealt with, I'll go get my husband. There's no reason for me to there's no reason for me to argue with a man out in public. Anywhere. I'm not arguing with no man. I'm just not. I'm not putting myself in no position to argue with no man. Some women feel like they have to. You have to stand up for yourself. You gotta be. I don't feel like that. I'm gonna remove myself from that situation. I'm not gonna argue with you. I think I'm going to have a procedure and actually had a consult with the male, so he was highly recommended. Yeah, I'm not going to, tell a doctor I don't want to see you just because he's a man. I've had some really good male doctors. I'm not going to, and I've had some shitty female doctors. I really have. I've had some shitty female doctors. And I don't know if male doctors know that, you know, sometimes women are uncomfortable with them. So they try to be a little nicer to women. Whereas a woman won't, she just gonna be who she is. I've had some, to the point where at one point, I was like, I ain't want no white female doctors. Because the majority of them that I met were assholes. Condescending, coming in like they knew everything or like I was stupid. Girl, you're not going to talk to me any kind of way. So, to me, white female doctors were worse than white male doctors. Shit, I take a white man over a white woman anytime. And I'm definitely going to take a black male over any white doctor. Now, that's just my opinion. White people don't get mad at me. This is my experience as a black woman. You ain't had my experience. Now, maybe white doctors have been kind and gentle to you, but they have not been to me. Oh, and I don't like Indian doctors, male or female. Neither one of them. I don't like their attitudes. So, that's that. Yeah, I haven't had a lot of experience with black female doctors. Now, black female nurses, yeah, but not per se black female doctors. But white male, white female, and black male doctors, I've had a lot. So that's it, y'all. I'm gonna go out here and y'all know my toenails is still on. Them press on toenails that I did. I'm kind of scared now. Y'all think I should take them off? Cause I'm kind of scared, and I don't want no fungus to grow up under there. I've been thinking about taking them off. Ain't no fungus. Is fungus gonna grow up under there? I don't know, y'all. I'll probably take them off next week. And because it's supposed to be warm this weekend, I think. And I don't want to take them off and polish my toenails. Because they still look cute. Well, one of them. This one. Why is it not shiny no? Oh, it is. They still look cute. They still on there. I think if I take them off, they're not gonna stick no more. Then I have to put some real glue on them, and I don't want to do that. This just that tacky. They sticking this long from that, to peel the plastic off and stick it on there. That glue. I didn't even put no glue on there. Not the liquid glue. It was that peel the plastic off and stick. It's that kind. And they've been on for 2 weeks. Over 2 weeks. I think this is by Kiss. I want to go and get me some more. Cause they've been home. I only lost one. And it fell off in the bed. And I put another one on there. And it's been on. They've been holding on. Yeah, I put them on by myself. They was hecka easy. God dog, girl. That doctor was tripping if he said it was normal for you to pee blood for 3 days. That doctor was tripping. Yeah, everybody know that ain't normal. I got these from Walgreens. Do I need to put peel plastic stick on the press on I make for you? Because I was gonna. No, I like the glue. If it's for my fingernails, I like the glue. These just the. I don't want to put no glue on my toenails though. I don't want to put no glue on them. I don't mind putting glue on my fingernail. I'm getting hungry. What time is it? Oh, it's 2 o'clock. Shit, it's lunchtime. I'm like, why am I hungry? Shit, it's after 2 o'clock. It's lunchtime. That's why. I'm ready to go get me something to eat. I'm about to go fix me some lunch, y'all, because I'm hungry. Because I didn't really eat that much breakfast. And I made coffee this morning and I made it too strong. That coffee so damn strong. I put too much coffee in the coffee maker. Like I can actually run another cup of coffee through that same coffee stuff. Cause that shit hella strong. And it'll probably make a perfect cup this time. Oh, okay. Well, for the toes, I don't want to put no real glue on there. Just the sticker stuff. Cause I ain't putting no glue on my toenails. Cause then I won't be able to get them off. I mean, I know I could like soak them off or whatever, but I don't want to go through all that. I'm scared to do that thing because now they telling people to don't be putting your hands in that thing. And I bought one of those little things, the that you cure your nails with. They telling people to don't do that. That girl, everything causes cancer, child. I don't know. I'm scared to. I never did put the batteries in that thing. I put that damn thing in the garage. I ain't never used it. I don't know. I don't even know where that thing is. Child, our garage is a mess. All right, I'm finna go. So I can take my little people out and put them in the put them in the... These things are so small, I don't even know if you're going to be able to see them in a pot. I'll take a picture of it, though. I'll see y'all later. I'm about to go do what I gotta do. Fix me some lunch. Love you guys. Bye.